margarita is actually pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
It's like the 4th best I ever had.
4th best, okay.
I'm like, I'll just do tequila seltzer, splash of pineapple. About all I can make.
Hi, I'm Sydney Hahn, and you're watching Margaritas and Mortgages, and I'm here with Nicole Schwartz from RE/MAX Integrity Leaders. Hi, Nicole, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
Good, thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Let's try these margaritas.
Yes.
Nicole likes it spicy, so.
That's delicious.
Oh, it's good.
Yeah.
I can't taste the jalapeno too much.
Yeah.
But
It's good. Thank you.
it'll do, right? So, I want to learn a little bit about you because we haven't gotten a chance to talk too much yet. So, when did you start in the business? Let me ask you that.
So I got licensed 6 years ago.
Okay. Oh, wow, really?
Yeah, but
Okay.
the first 2 years I didn't really do anything. I was a project manager for a solar company, so I didn't really sell real estate. I just kind of had my license and let it hang out.
Okay. How was working for a solar company?
It was good, and it's helping me a lot now because I'm selling a lot of
really?
solar-powered homes, which many realtors don't understand
Yeah.
yet because it's still so new.
Yeah.
So it's helping me a lot, actually.
I feel like a lot of people on the lending side, where a lot of loan officers are being laid off and companies going under, a lot of people are moving to solar.
Yeah.
It's like the next thing right now.
Yes. So I went the opposite direction. Solar, now real estate.
Yeah. That's awesome. So what prompted you to let go of the solar and just take on real estate full on?
So I was with 2 companies. The first one shut down, so I went to another company, and then that one shut down. And I was one of the last people to stay on. They had a 6-month shutdown process. I had to be there till the very end.
Okay.
And I said, well, I'm either going to go to another company and hope that they don't shut down, or maybe I'll try something with my real estate license, take a chance on myself. And that's what I did. So when I left the solar company, I was offered a job in construction project management, which I went to, I took for fear of just being commission based after having a salary.
Yeah.
And I absolutely hated it.
Yeah.
So then I quit that and threw myself full time into real estate.
Okay. So how was it when you first started?
It was
rocky?
scary.
Yeah?
Yeah, it was scary. I sold my best friend a house, so I got my commission check, and I was like, okay, if I really put the effort in, this has the potential to be something really great for me.
Yeah.
So what I said to myself is, if I don't replace my income that I was making, my set salary in that first year, then I'm going to go back to corporate, whatever that looks like, solar or not.
Yeah.
And in the first year, I more than doubled my salary.
Nice.
And then I said to myself, okay, I'm going to keep going.
Yeah, why even look back at that point,
I'll
right?
never go back. I'll never go back.
So when you got into real estate, did you had a savings or?
I did. I didn't quit with no money at all because I did own a home. I had a mortgage. I had a car. I had bills to pay. So I did have a little nest egg saved up, enough to get me through, a good couple of months.
Got it.
And I recommend that to anybody. Don't just quit your job if you have bills to pay.
Well, I feel like that's the scariest thing for people, why they don't do it. Even with, in the lending side, whatever it is, when you're commission based, you have to, get to a point where you can take a few months to really, because if you don't, then you don't have, if you're having a part-time job or something, you can't really give 150%.
Yes, and I was so scared that even though I had money, I was like, I'm going to waitress, because I used to waitress and I loved it. So I got a waitressing job for 3 weeks, and I'm like, I can't do this anymore. Those days are over. No more waitressing. I lasted about 3 weeks. Realized it wasn't going to work. I didn't enjoy it, and it's nights and weekends, which is pretty much when real estate demands you to be around.
Yeah, because all your clients are not at work at that time.
Correct.
Yeah, I actually used to be in the restaurant industry too.
Yeah,
that's how I know how to make a good margarita. Shout out Wood Ranch.
Yeah.
But I did love it when I was in it.
Yeah, same.
And sometimes I miss it, honestly, because it's just fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd probably only last about 3 weeks
Yeah.
too.
If you went back, believe me, you'd be like, yeah, no.
Yeah.
I was at Monsoon, so it was fun. It was fast paced. The DJ was always going.
Yeah.
It was great, but yeah.
And your coworkers are your friends.
Yes.
You'll get drinks after.
Exactly.
It's a good time. But,
Yes.
Okay, so what was your biggest struggle? So you sold the home to your best friend, and then how did you first start getting out there and getting clients and getting business? Or what was your biggest struggle doing that?
Yeah, so I started promoting myself online. So I talk about this all the time, but I used to work for a different company. They had excellent corporate training, and I went to every single one. And what I really latched onto was the social media aspect. And I was terrified to do video and all that stuff. So I started slow with, you know, pictures and posts and whatever. And that really, honestly, those started my reach. When I started doing video, that's when I really saw a response.
Yeah.
And people were just reaching out to me to buy or sell.
That's awesome.
So yeah, it's grown from there.
Did you grow up on Long Island?
I did.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you've been here. Have you ever moved away?
No.
Okay.
No, just for college, I went upstate for 2 years and then I came back.
Okay, nice. Where'd you go to college?
New Paltz.
Okay.
Yeah.
So did that help you then because you knew so many people, or did you kind of feel like a lot of your friends and family weren't using you?
Yeah, you know, I actually had family who like didn't want to use me at first because I wasn't that seasoned and, you know, things like that. And also, I feel sometimes people you know don't want you so involved in their financials and things like that, where like you're gonna know a lot of personal information about these people. So I did get a little kickback, but it was amazing, like the response I was getting from people I hadn't seen in 15 years that I went to high school with, or their parents even that I'm friends with on social were reaching out to me like, see, you're doing this, you look like you're doing great, will you help me sell my house? And I was overwhelmed and like, you know, really ecstatic that it was working and people were just kind of reaching out to me.
Did it hurt your feelings at all when family members and stuff wouldn't use you? It's hard, huh? It's a hard pill to swallow.
It's really hard, and it's still sometimes I see like someone I barely knew and went to high school with bought a house, and I'm like, how dare they not call me? You know, it still hurts, but you realize like you can't get every single deal that's out there. There's plenty to go around.
Yeah, it's the same. It's the same on the lending side, except even more because I'm seeing, you know, your bank statements and how many times you order DoorDash in a week, you know,
your credit score.
So people are very particular, but it's funny because I'm so hands-on and I'm so, you know, in the file when I'm in it. But after we're done, I don't remember your bank statements. I don't remember how much you had in your account, and I honestly couldn't probably tell you how much you made, you know, the last 2 years. Because it's just not information. I only care about it for this transaction. Right. You know, so, and, you know, to make sure that I do the best job for you. But then after that, it's like.
Yeah, it's over and out of your head. You're in the next file.
Yeah, exactly. So now with social media, you started from day one. Has it been hard to keep up because you're so busy?
Yes.
How many transactions and buyers and sellers do you have right now?
Right now, I have 12 pending, and I have, I think, 8 listings. You know, some of them are going to contract, and I'm working with a bunch of buyers, probably 6 to 8 buyers right now that are pretty active.
Okay.
So,
holy cow. So is it hard to keep up with the social media now that you're this busy?
It is. And I go through little spurts, and if you ever like scroll my page, you'll see like, wow, I'm doing 1 million videos like for weeks straight, and then it's like, where's Nicole? I actually had someone call me, a friend of mine called me a couple weeks ago, and he's like, dude, where's all your cute little videos and your fun videos? And I'm like that was the reminder that like they work, and I'm stopping. And I swear, you know, the last week or so I've been, okay, I gotta do this every day. Even if it's a 20-second TikTok, I have to do it every single day. And I already like see the response again from just being more present. Like someone just reached out to me. My mom needs to sell. I wanna use you.
Yeah.
So they really do work, but you have to be consistent. And it gets hard.
It's so funny too, because we were just, you know, JB does the trainings for real estate agents at Clifco, and he was just saying in one of them, you know, even if they're not liking and commenting, they're watching. So, and you're always, you know, at the top of their head. You know, emails and mailers and all that, they still work, but not as effectively. And so, because someone's always scrolling their phone.
Everyone's always on their phone all day.
Yeah.
So like I do a lot of stories, you know, even if it's just a quick photo of where I am and what I'm doing, I think the stories actually, they might be even better.
Yeah.
You know, so.
When did you start your TikTok?
I actually started it in quarantine, and I was like, I was so scared that we were never going back to work that I was like, I gotta go viral on TikTok. Like, I don't know what else to do. So I started doing all these stupid TikToks that had nothing to do with real estate. It was really out of sheer boredom.
Oh
and
my
like,
gosh.
maybe I'll be the next TikTok thing, which is absolutely ridiculous. But I stopped because the market opened up and was completely insane. I didn't have time to breathe.
Yeah.
So I would say about a year ago, I got kind of serious with it, you know, and that's the same thing though. I was really consistent, and then I'm busy and I stop, and it's, you know, it's a lot to think about.
Where do you
the content?
Where do you see the most activity? TikTok, Instagram, Facebook for you personally?
I really think it's a good mix of Instagram and Facebook, because I'm friends with a lot of my friends and family, parents. So I think a lot of like the older generation is on Facebook and they're seeing me there.
Yeah.
And a lot of the younger generation, the buyers, are coming from Instagram.
Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That makes total sense. And that's kind of the same for me as well.
Right.
You know, all the older people are like, do you have a Facebook though?
Yes.
And I'm like, oh
really
shoot, I have to share it on every, oh God. I have to share it on everything now, you know? So it's a lot to keep up with.
Yes.
Do you batch out your social media content? Like, do you do like a bunch of it in one day, or not really?
I was doing that. Like, I have a little series, No Nonsense with Nicole, and I was doing that. I was sitting down for like 2 hours and just shooting educational video after educational video. So I built up about 15 of them that I could share over a couple of months.
Yeah.
But now it's just kind of like, I'm in the car, I thought of something, it's funny, I'm doing a TikTok. Or I just picked up docs from the town, I'm going to do a video on why that's important. Like, now it's kind of just like that.
Yeah.
So
do you have children?
No.
Okay.
3 dogs.
Okay.
I'm a fur mama.
Okay, yeah, me too.
Good for me.
What kind of dogs are they?
I have a King Charles. I have.
Oh, I love the King Charles. They're so cute.
He's so cute. He's adorable.
Yeah.
So I have a King Charles, and I have 2 rescues, a Black Lab mix and a Mini Pinscher mix. So, yeah.
But you're on the road a lot, right? As a
lot.
real estate agent?
Yes.
So how does that with the dogs?
Shout out to my mom. She's amazing. She lives 3 minutes away, and
wonderful.
she's awesome. When I have a really long day, she'll come by, she'll let them out, she'll hang out with them for an hour.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, she's the best.
I know, that's the hardest part, because they can be left alone, but it's like, you don't want to leave them alone for 10 hours, you know? So it's just too much.
Yeah, so she's
But
great.
that's awesome. Good for you. Good for, thank God for your mom.
Yes, really. In many ways, thank you, Mom. I love you.
So does your whole family live here too?
Yes, everyone lives right in Bayport. I'm in Holbrook. We're 3 minutes from each other. Yeah,
that's awesome.
Everyone's local.
Oh, yeah, so nice. I miss that, like living super close to my family.
Yeah,
because
where are they?
My mom's from here. She's from Deer Park, but my grandma and her 3 daughters moved to California before I was born, so that's how I ended up in California. So I grew up in California. A lot of them are out there. A lot of them are still here on islands, like extended family. My grandfather's here, like all that. So everyone's just spread out all over the place. You know, Jersey, Connecticut, New York.
Oh, wow,
all over the place.
Yeah,
so.
we're all on Long Island. Some snowbird in Florida, but that's half the year, and then they're back. So
So what advice would you have? Because I feel like a lot of real estate agents or real estate agents that are new struggle with feeling like they don't know anything, right? Because the test, it's not what you need to know. So how did you go about the beginning of being a real estate agent when you didn't know crap?
Like how to do deals? How to get things done?
Or like when people are asking questions and you don't know, like, was that a struggle? Like, did you have a mentor? How did you go about that?
I latched onto a couple of realtors that I knew that were already successful, and if I didn't know something, I would reach out. But I'm a big fan of telling people, let me find out for you. Like, don't make something up that you're gonna regret later. If you don't know, let me find out for you. But you know, most people text nowadays, so it's not like you're on the phone and you're stuck and you're stuttering. So there was a lot of like me reaching out to other agents who knew what to do or how to handle situations, and letting them guide me. And some of it was just, you know, walking through the field and figuring it out on my own. But I definitely recommend to new realtors to latch on to someone who's doing a decent amount of business, who's been in the market, you know, actively in the market, working with buyers and sellers, that can help you.
And they were totally fine with helping you and didn't give you any qualms about that?
Yeah, I mean, you know, there were some people in my specific office that weren't, you know, they weren't as accessible. Whatever, for whatever reason, maybe they're too busy or whatever it was. But I did find a couple that were happy to answer my questions. And
you seem like the type of person that, if your personality, like if you need an answer, you'll find it.
I will get the answer. So, Yeah, absolutely.
Did you have any like horror stories while you were a real estate
Horror
agent?
stories?
Let me ask you this actually. Did you have any horror stories with lending?
I've had a few. Yeah, I just actually recently had one where the lender just completely went dark on us. Not answering, not returning phone calls. No one knows what's going on. I'm the listing agent. The buyer's agent's not responding. No one can get a response. I actually hate to say this, but I heard that the lender got arrested a few weeks after our deal died.
Oh,
so
no.
I think that there was some shady stuff going on, which explains why no one was responding.
Yeah, and a lot
So-
of things are changing. So even lenders that are brokering out their loans, when things are going under, like all of those files are just
Right.
let go.
Yes.
They can't do them anymore.
Yes.
So it's a tough market right now because
Yes.
there's so many things changing. So you're pretty well prepared for the market to be changing because I saw that you work with so many buyers as well as sellers.
Yes.
Obviously most real estate agents are like listings. And so how did you end up working with so many buyers still? Was it a conscious decision? Did that just fall into your lap and you're like, well, might as well, or?
So I will say the beginning of my career, like my first year, I was very buyer heavy. I think my first year I sold 26 houses and it was like 8 listings. The rest were buyers.
Wait, roll that back. Say that again.
My first year I sold 26 houses.
Holy cow.
Yeah, so
That is awesome.
Thank you. And it was like 8 listings and the rest were buyers. So I was super buyer heavy from the get-go. My next year sort of leveled out where I was almost like 50-50.
Yeah.
And I would say last year I was listing heavy and this year I'm listing heavy as well. But a lot of people call me to buy. I'm not going to turn them away.
Yeah.
I think it's silly and a mistake to turn away people who want to purchase a house. The market's so much better if you're actually out there with buyers day in and day out. Just being on the listing side, you're feeling those changes after they've already happened. So how are you guiding sellers appropriately if you're not walking through the market with buyers?
That's a very
you
good
really
point.
can't be.
Yeah.
Second, I love my buyers. I have so much fun with all of my buyers. We have a blast. That's where I feel like we really build real connections. We're seeing houses. We're spending tons of hours together.
Yeah.
We're making jokes about things we see. Like, I love my buyers. I'll never stop working with buyers. And buyers become sellers.
Yeah.
Or they have parents who want to sell. Or, like I have a client right now. I sold her a house 2 years ago. She just called me to sell her mom's house. They're going to buy, and her brother wants to buy. So,
Nice.
I love buyers.
It's silly not to do it.
Yeah, it's
And
very.
isn't it so fulfilling to like get someone into their house? Especially their first house?
Yeah, it's awesome.
It's so fun.
I've had little kids crying like when they see their room. It's just amazing. Or like a lot of my clients right now that have really been struggling for the past year or so in this crazy market.
Yeah.
Like when we finally get to contract or they get their keys, it's like so touching. Like,
Yeah.
It really is. I mean, selling is too. I'm working with people who, some of them lost family. It's not always a happy thing with the sale. Some of them, their parents passed or their husband passed and now the house is too big. And it's like, there's something very special about that too, like to be the emotional support and not just the salesman.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
I just did a close yesterday in Connecticut and they're one's retired, one's on their way to retirement, and they just sold her parents' home that they've been living in, and they're moving on to their next chapter. And
Right.
it is still so exciting because it's like,
Yes.
their next chapter,
Right.
and they're going to get to enjoy these
bittersweet.
years,
Yeah.
So
it's
it's very
bittersweet,
fun.
but it's fulfilling.
Well, I have one more question for you.
Sure.
How many loan officers call you a week? That's actually, I have a 2-part question.
Yeah, a lot.
Okay.
A lot.
And how far has someone ever gone to try to work with you?
Nothing crazy, but I have been offered things that are not on the up and up that I will obviously refuse to take. I've had people offer to give me money to give them business. Like I would never ever do that.
Yeah.
I've had people, let's go to drinks and talk about this, and then they try to get business. Like I've gotten to the point where I'm like, I don't need to sit down for coffee or drinks or any of this.
Yeah.
Over and over. I don't know if you saw, there was a really funny meme the other day. It was a lender saying to the realtor, like, hey, let's do deals together. And the realtor's like, okay, give me deals.
Yeah.
But like, you know, the lender's always coming to you, like, bring me business.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was just funny.
It's
but
hard because we
I'm
have
loyal.
to try to add value on two sides, you know?
Yes.
To have a symbiotic relationship,
Absolutely.
or else, you know, it's not. So,
Yeah.
it's a tough thing to do, but.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations on your beautiful career.
Thank you
That
so
is
much.
amazing. I thought you
Thank
were
you.
going to say 10, 15 years, like
Oh.
6 years to have that much
Yeah.
business. I
Thank
mean,
you.
that is a huge accomplishment.
Thank you so much.
And I'm so thankful you came on my podcast.
Thankful you had me. I appreciate
What
it.
should we cheers to?
Cheers to a great end of the year.
And your next showing. Hopefully it's the house.
Yes. Thank you. Cheers.
Cheers.